What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy 2024. Is it too late for me to say that? Can I still say Happy New Year? Well, I'll tell you what. I knew I was going to go live at some point this year. I've been really busy working with some amazing MedTech companies, great sales reps, etc. But I had to go live today because I thought this was a joke, and we're about to get into it in a moment. First, of course, as always, you know how we start the show. Go ahead and comment what city you're joining from. I want to see where you guys are coming in from. I see the stream going up. Great to see everybody. I thought this was a joke when I first got a text. Matt Device Rep sent me a message, and I thought he was joking. That a bill was recently introduced to ban medical sales reps, like from the OR completely. And we're gonna get into that in a moment. And actually, for those of you who can hear him, my son's in the background. Thank you for asking about him. He's doing well. He's getting really big, and he's also learning to talk. But let's get into this, okay? Here we go. Man, I'm rusty. Here we are. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. All right? I'm going to zoom in here. Okay. Let's see, what feed do we want? Do we want that? Okay. So for those who are driving in the car, I'm going to read this out for you. An act concerning the safety of surgical patients, be it enacted by the Senate and House representatives in the General Assembly convened, which, by the way, we'll talk about who this is introduced by. Section 1, new effective October 1st, 2024. No hospital as defined in Section 19A-490 of the General Statutes or outpatient surgical facility as defined in the Section 19A-4990BB of the General Statutes shall permit a representative of a medical device manufacturing company to be present in the operating room of the hospital or outpatient facility while a patient is undergoing a surgical procedure in the operating room or outpatient surgical facility, unless the representative is a patient undergoing a surgical procedure. Okay. Statement of purpose. You ready for this? I thought this was comedy. But no, my friends, reality is funnier than comedy these days. To protect the safety of surgical patients by prohibiting representatives of medical device manufacturers from being present in the operating room of a hospital or outpatient surgical facility when a patient is undergoing a procedure in the operating room or outpatient surgery. Okay. So, and we're tracking this. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Right. So this was introduced. It's, nothing has happened to it. And this was introduced by, who was it? The Joint Committee on Public Health. The Joint Committee of Public Health. So let's talk about this. And let me come back here for a second as to why this is just insane. Clearly, this bill was passed by people who have not spent any time in the operating room, because anybody knows that one of the more important members outside the surgical team operating on the patient is the medical device representative. Why? Well, 20, 30 years ago, maybe you can get by not doing this. But these days, a lot of the new medical technology is very complicated. There's a lot of steps involved, right? Even simple implants, right? They have a lot of steps, okay? No surgeon, no surgical assistant has the time or the ability to memorize and to know all of these different implants. This is why a surgeon has the benefit to look at a patient individually and say, you know what, for this patient, I think we're going to go with this approach using these tools, these implants, etc., and then call on to those medical sales representatives as experts, because guess what? That person has seen that procedure done with that specific technology numerous times, way more than the surgeon, and it ensures safety of the procedure. Plus, you can only benefit by having more eyes and minds on the patient to ensure every single detail is being attended to. And so this is actually the opposite. I hope this bill gets shot down, which when it does, I'll be sure it will be the first to cover it. because this goes against patient safety, right? This puts the patient at more risk. And on top of it, let's talk about something else that this bill is not, taking into consideration, which is clinician burnout. Surgeons are burned out already from all the administrative tasks and work they have to do. Surgery is hard enough. Okay. Granted, more surgeons are now employees of hospitals than ever before. And so they have certain standards they have to hit. There's certain expectations. Okay. And now we want to add on top of that they have to spend extra time and take on more risk by memorizing all these different things because they can't have a rep in the room. This is outrageous. It is absolutely outrageous. It's crazy. Mark Mazzarielli from New Jersey. That is definitely a Jersey name, my friend. Welcome, my friend. As they say, right? This bill is not this. It's not this, not at all. So I wanted to just come on and quickly cover it, see what people have to say about it. I would imagine very few, if no, medical salespeople are okay. But I'm getting some messages on my phone because most medical salespeople are not going to comment on this issue for fear of getting in trouble by their company, etc. But I'm going to read you some of the messages that I just got on my Instagram page. I'm not going to mention the people's names. But here we go. From rep number 1, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Do they not understand how surgery works? Clearly, this is introduced by somebody who has never been in surgery. Why would they do this? I understand that there's a need to have a limited amount of reps in the room, but not having reps at all puts the patient more at risk than anything. LMFAO, these people are clowns. Yes, totally agree. Rep number 4. Can't read that. There's too much explicit language in that one. But again, this bill is crazy, right? This is just nuts. And I'll make a post about this. But yeah. Just looking at some of the comments coming in from other sources. Yeah. So it's I don't know what to make of this, and hopefully this does not go through. Yep, there it is. People are asking, is this, some people are messaging because they're listening in the car. Yep, to protect the safety of surgery by prohibiting representatives. So this is even worse, actually. It's not even sales representative. It's just any representative of a medical device manufacturer to be present in the operating room. My opinion. Oh, Mark has a comment. So Mark, in my experience, new surgeons coming out of residency seem to be less trained and competent to handle complex patients. Yeah, absolutely. But not just new surgeons coming out of residency. I mean, just surgeons in general. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they're less trained or competent. It has to do with the fact that, like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, if you think about it, take any procedure that you're normally in, there's a lot of tools that are being used. And then especially, let's I'll tell you where my mind went with this: orthopedic and especially spine surgery. There's so much hardware that's involved. And on top of it, look, surgery has advanced quite a lot. We have a lot of digital tools that involve software. Like, there's a compound interest that happens in surgery where you're doing a case, maybe you have a question about something, maybe something you're not quite sure of. And so now who is it on? The surgeon or surgical assistant or somebody in the room to look it up, maybe call a rep and everything. Like, this is insane, right? It's just not, it's bad. It's bad for patients. It's bad for the hospitals. I get it. I know hospitals are trying to limit the amount of reps who are in the room, but this is like the wrong way to do it. So anyways, just wanted to get on real quick. I'll make a post about this. If you're watching this post live, leave a comment, ask a question, or if you feel free, shoot me a message. So I want to hear what you guys think about it. Hope you're all doing well. Good to be back. See you later.